Hi friends, welcome to February's buddy chat. This video is going to get personal and it's going to probably explain a little bit of what potentially will be happening with the future of my channel. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you probably already know this, but we're going to talk about it. We've had some new developments and I am tired of it all. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to start off with some concealer, put it on my dark circles because let me tell you, I did not sleep much last night and I was honestly crying my eyes out. So I'm going to put my concealer. So this is the Avocado Bendy Concealer from First Aid Beauty. It's actually not my color anymore. This is in the color 2.5. I don't know. But it's definitely way too light at this point. So you might hear the stomping of my annoying ass loud neighbors. I am surrounded by awful loud neighbors upstairs and downstairs, but that's actually not what the point of this video is about or what's been stressing me out. I have an unhealthy relationship with my mom. I don't want to get into too much detail. I'm trying to be sensitive. She has a lot of mental issues and she refuses to get professional help. She's been like that for years. Growing up, you would see the signs, but you don't necessarily know you don't know what's happening. So I got into a really big fight with her. Yesterday was Valentine's Day at the time that I'm filming this, and it was such an amazing time I spent with my fiance. And then we came back from Manhattan and all hell broke loose when we got to my house because we had the dumbest fight in the world, but it was such a large fight. Again, I don't want to self-diagnose her, but she's perfectly calm and fine one minute, and the next she is just throwing every life mistake you've ever done in her face, and her moods just change so rapidly, and her fights and her obsessions, she has very obsessive thoughts about things, will just consume her, and then she'll just start fighting you about literally the dumbest things ever. So that's what happened yesterday, and I've just kind of had enough. Like, I'm already dealing with my own issues, so to have that piled on. And I've mentioned in an Instagram story a couple of weeks ago that I was just losing my mind, and I still am. And you can see the difference in my color. So this is definitely not my color. I'm aware. You don't have to tell me. I know. I need to get a different concealer. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Natural Lust palette once again because I can't find any of my other neutral palettes. So, as I was saying, it was just a really hard, long night. And it's not just like an occasional fight. Like, these things, like I said, have been happening for years and they're just so incredibly draining. And I just want a normal relationship. Like, I look at other people and their family, and I'm not trying to say that other people's families are perfect, but the type of arguments they have are just more reasonable. But there's no explaining my mom's logic. Like, my fiance is starting to see that, and that sucks. Like, when you're aware of there being a problem in the dynamic of your family, but then another loved one kind of starts seeing that pattern and that type of behavior occurring so consistently. So even he realized it, and like, he doesn't understand why this fight even started, but it sucks that now even he's aware of like how bad things are. So I say this to say that it's looking more and more likely that I am going to be just moving into my fiance's house, and I really can't film there. It's not a suitable place because it's right across from an expressway. It's very loud. You can hear those cars 24/7. I am not kidding you. I'm gonna give it a shot, like maybe trying to film in his hallway if I buy some new studio lights, because my lights suck anyway. And then maybe try and block out the noise somehow. I can't say whether that's going to be an ideal situation. It's not going to look as cute as this background. Granted, I have a mess right now, but normally this background is very cute. And it sucks. Like, it really does suck. You can hear my loud neighbors. Ultimately, I think that's what I need to do for my mental health, because I'm having problems on all sides of my life. And the fact that she's like this just doesn't help. And the fact that I can't avoid it. Like, sometimes that's like walking on eggshells because I know what's going to trigger her episodes. It's exhausting to have to like say things a certain way or explain things a certain way or do things a certain way that you know aren't going to get a reaction out of her. And I wish I could give you examples and stuff, but it's not even worth getting into. If you follow me on Instagram, I have posted a couple Instagram stories about it. A couple of weeks ago, I was like, you know, I'm thinking about moving out. Like, things just aren't good here, blah, blah, blah. And yesterday, they just completely and utterly escalated to a point that I didn't anticipate. I mean, it happens. And then after a big fight like that, I mean, sometimes it stays bad for a couple days, but other times she'll just come and hug me and be like, oh, I'm sorry about everything that happened, yada, yada, yada. And then like a day or two later, it happens all over again. And she'll start saying awful things and irrelevant things or untrue things. Like, she'll just come up with stories in her head about things that I'm doing. Okay, so I'll give you an example. So this morning, my mom let me borrow her unlimited Metro card. We live in New York City. and it was in my purse that was sitting on the sofa across from her. So I took the purse because it's been out in the living room. I wanted to bring it back to my room, and I took out the MetroCard and I put it on the desk, and I was like, here's your MetroCard. And my fiance was leaving, so I gave him a kiss. He left, whatever. And then she's like, oh, you were giving him money, weren't you? That's why you grabbed your purse. Clearly, I just took out the MetroCard to give to you, and I kissed my fiance goodbye, and I walked back to my room. Like, there was no exchanging of money, but she just comes up with that. That is not true. There's no proof of it. The peak of our horrible relationship was like 2 years ago. This is the last story I'm gonna tell, because I really shouldn't be getting into this. But I was living somewhere else, and she just didn't like it. She didn't approve, whatever. So I was hanging out with a friend, whatever. I came home, and she had a horrible, disrespectful habit. Keep in mind, I'm already in my 20s at this point. Yes, ideally, I would have moved out by now, but with today's world and day, it's very hard to sustainably leave your parents' house and stay gone. I come home, and she had a habit at that time of like looking through my bags and my receipts and being like, oh look, you're eating Chipotle again for the 100th time, or not that it should matter to her, but whatever. So she's gonna put her opinion in, and she would just say things like that, like, oh, you're in Target and you're buying groceries for your friends and they're taking advantage of you. Like, but she'll come up with those stories. So one day I come home, and there's a bag on the desk that was already there, and it's one of her receipts, like her and my parents. Oh, there's an ambulance. And there was a receipt in a bag from like Home Depot or something, and she's like, oh, like you're buying things from Home Depot, you're spending money into someone's house renovations and not your own. And that was literally her receipt and her stuff. This isn't even mine, this is yours. You see, like, it's just, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's just, there's no logic into it. There's no talking logic into her. So it's just at a point where I just kind of want to move out. My fiance's place is closer to my job anyway, even though that's been giving me issues as well. But we're not gonna talk about that right now. I cried so much last night, and I just don't want to be in that mindset. Like, it's just so unhealthy. I'm gonna line my eyes with the Kaja Beauty eyeliner thing. I was gonna do the wing eyeliner because I've been actually doing it really well, but honestly, I don't want to jinx it today because I have so many videos to film. So we're just gonna do a normal little line. Keep it simple, because my skills aren't there. But yes, that's what's been going on. So today I'm trying to film as many freaking videos as I can and have them edited, which is hard because editing takes forever. And I'm also having issues with my computer because my iMac right here in the back is dying. Like, it is a really old iMac, and those are too expensive for me to buy. They're not that expensive, they're like $1,000 whatever, but that's a lot of money for me. Like, I hate when I say something's expensive, people are like, oh, it's not that expensive. It is when you're in debt, like it is when you're struggling. It's just how, I'm just trying to be transparent here, like this is really what's going on. And I was kind of in a bitter, resentful place because yesterday I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna quit YouTube anyway because I'm nowhere near my watch hours. Like, my watch hours either stay the same or they'll drop. I have to reach 4,000 watch hours in order to get monetization back, and I feel like my channel is just never gonna get there unless I put, like, I don't know. People have been saying that the best way to succeed in YouTube nowadays, because of the YouTube algorithm, is to stick to a niche. So like, whatever it is, you stick to it. So I know my videos that do get a lot of views are like hair product reviews or skincare product reviews, but that's not sustainable enough for me. Like, I like my channel to be a variety because it's easier to come up with content. If I'm strictly doing skincare videos and strictly doing hair product videos, that means I have to spend more money than I'm able to in sustaining my channel long term. And I'm on an no-buy right now, so I can't even do that even if I wanted to. So it's just hard. And yeah, I'm gonna start reviewing like basically all the products I have in my freaking closet, but it's just, it's not all I want to be known for. Because then when you start doing that, any other video you put up that isn't fitting in there, the YouTube algorithm isn't going to favor, and your subscribers aren't going to care about it. Like, I noticed that a lot with a lot of my favorite YouTubers is like, they have a certain type of YouTube videos that they do, and it's successful and it's amazing, but the second they do something else, like a favorites video or a vlog or a Q&A, no one really watches those videos. Not with everyone, but like specific ones I'm thinking about, because they have a very specific niche, and I get it, but it's not gonna make me happy. And YouTube has always been about making me happy versus like any monetary gain. And I feel bad for my fiance for having to witness those things. Usually I'll tell him to go into the room, like, you don't gotta be here for this. But in that case, like, obviously he could hear. These walls are paper thin, and that's another problem, is having awful neighbors upstairs. It was a one-time thing, it's fine, but we've had this problem with a bunch of different families over the last 8 years because my super tends to pick the same type of people with the same type of issues. Like, she doesn't care, like, it's all about the money. So, because she has other properties, so she's not going to spend time and really vetting for better places. And she should, because if she picked better families, they would last here longer. But they always leave within like a year or two. I can't even take myself seriously with this concealer issue right here. Like, I'm going to be using a ColourPop mascara. This is in Brownie Points. It's a brown mascara, and it's pretty good, but it's getting a little clumpy and chunky, so it might be at the end of its lifespan. Yeah, all right, I'm going to actually layer that real quick. It's more of a natural mascara, and I kind of want a little bit more volume and stuff. Okay, my lashes are complete, and I'm pretty sure other than some lip gloss, we're done with this look. I'm not going to use my normal one that I always use. I'm going to be using one from Fenty Beauty. This is in Hint Hint. This is their Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm. It says it's a lip balm. I'm going to do a review on this, but it's more of like a very, very, very light lip gloss. So, and not light in color, light in consistency. So you're going to see me put it on right now. All right, so here's what it looks like. It's nice and not sticky. I do have the gloss bomb as well, but I cannot find it. I must have put it in a purse, and now I don't know where it is. I have a lot of purses that I'm constantly changing, so I'm constantly losing lip products, and it sucks because I want to do a comparison as I do a review for this. But we'll see, whatever, we'll make it work. Anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know this was really personal and kind of a drag, but this is really the reality of my channel, and if I stop uploading for any reason, then you know it's because I moved. I should be pre-filming enough videos, hopefully, to like at least last me through the week or two. So I'm gonna go down to 2 videos a week instead of 3 videos a week, because if I film a bunch of videos and I'm putting them up 3 times a week, I'm gonna run out of that stash really quickly. That's unfortunate. I like keeping it 3 times a week because it increases my total views, not my watch hours, which sucks, but whatever. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And if you want more up-to-date stuff, then you should definitely check out my Twitter and Instagram, because that's where I'm the most active, or I probably will be at this point. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye.